just be completely real here, okay? Completely real. For those of you who play the First Descendant, you can say the same thing. You're shooting people and you're swapping guns, you're picking up stuff, and the entire time, considering you're playing a female character, you're just seeing cheeks on the screen. Okay, it is what it is. The male gaze is a very powerful. Purchasing strategy too, to get someone to buy the game. You know, if the First Descendant had a price on it and it wasn't free, people would still be buying it. It is what it is. Look at Dead or Alive. Same thing. You know, I just think just for me and maybe for a few minorities as well, it's gonna take more than that for me to actually be interested in the game. Like Malice Never Dies is always going to be tier 1. Oh yeah, 100%. That's why I love the trap decks. Oh, it's a new trap deck. It's tier. All right, I'm gonna try out. Give me the name for the trap deck though. What does that say? What does that say on the top right? Looking more closely at the global gender ratio of players, ESA president is a there are more women players than men players in 10 of the 21 countries, and 2 more countries have a 50-50 split. Well, if that is true, then that is a significant change from how it used to be. And it's still male dominant, but it's nowhere near as dominated by guys as it was back then. So it's very interesting if this is true. But you have to ask yourself, when you see a statistic like this, or when you see statistics in general, you have to question how they got those statistics in the first place, or if they're just putting up a random number and putting it in your face and saying, these are the facts. How is it possible that they got these statistics? Now, it is possible that they got legitimate statistics for this kind of, you know, because you have to specify your gender when you're playing video games, when you create an account, etc. So you can understand that something like this, it makes sense, right? But just in general, when it comes to statistics, you do have to ask yourself this question. How did they get that statistic? Or are they just throwing a random number in your face that looks high or looks believable? There are a lot of guys who choose to play as female as well. Yeah, a lot. There was a game I used to play called Blacklight Retribution, right? 80% of characters in that game, I'll tell you what, the default character was the guy. It was the guy figure, the male figure, right? That was the default setting on Blacklight Retribution. There was also a female skin. You know what you had to do to get the female skin? You had to buy it. You had to buy the female skin. Do you know how many female skins I see in a lobby? It's ridiculous. And they're all dudes. They have mics. They're all dudes. You get the guy skin for free, and you have the female skin. You have to pay for it. And it's like, doesn't that prove the point? The male gaze sells. It sells. It's very powerful for business, right? And that's why in games like the First Descendant, you have a lot of things that are out there, you know, to suit the male gaze. That's why people are playing it. Dead or Alive, jiggle physics. The guys like to see it, right? That's why it sells. It sells. It sells.